of interest? Means that's a boys' network. They got a network going on when you walk in there. If you don't know anything about your nationality and your birthright, you can't get to the constitutional law because they just barred you from it, and you didn't do what? You didn't what? What did you didn't do?
You didn't reserve your right.
And you didn't declare from the door, did you?
No.
And you didn't object, did you?
No.
So you proceed, you're in the jurisdiction, aren't you? And when you're in the jurisdiction, they're also considered that they already have leave. Am I correct? Black's Law Dictionary. Black's Law Dictionary. Show you something else. And keep this in mind, because this is vital in your concepts, because this is how you're going to structure your suits. Now listen to this. In propria persona. Now this is Henry C. Black Law Dictionary, 3rd edition, and you know, those of you know who study, the 3rd edition and the 4th edition is the killers. So it's going to be hard for you to find them. If you can get them, fine. You know, you can get the 5th, 6th, and all that stuff all day long in the bookstores. And you know, if you go on the internet trying to get these, they want to roll you for a couple $100 or whatever. But if you can get this 3rd and the 4th edition, now the 4th one is green, I have them both. They are the killers. They got a lot of stuff in them. Educate you. Hold on. In propria persona. Now listen to this carefully. Remember that all those who claim law, teach law, learn law, processes. All right, remember, law ain't what you think it is. The issue or the science is jurisprudence. And jurisprudence is that science which treats positive law. Outside of that, they're throwing in negative law. Catch it? That's why they just say law. And you start thinking that that means right. It don't. That means rule or policy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you better stay in positive law, and the constitutional principle is what keeps you in positive law. So you must think on those principles. That's why Drew Ali said to you, he says, go back to that state of mind of your ancient mothers and fathers and their divine and national principles. And come back into the constitutional fold. Because outside of this, you're outside of it. They can do any kind of crap to you. You don't have no means to put them in check. Because the thing that puts them in check is that Constitution. That's what a DOAO is. A DOAO is a delegation of authority order that's given to, all right, you're judge guy. You're judge guy of the state of Pearl of Africa right now, corporation, right? So guess what he has and what you have a right to demand. I say I'm Judge Bullshitsky Dwarf or somebody? Oh, no problem. I like to see your delegation of authority order because that's the only thing that makes him legitimate. If you don't ask for it, you just waived it. He could be the janitor at Dobbins High School. Dobbins, he can be a Big Mac guy. This is a weekend thing. And he's also another township. The clerk of the township. Calling himself judge. And you've never questioned him. But he's telling you, got a license, got some insurance with my boy over there. Well, I had another job, and my mom, I had to get some food, and you're all scared and stuff, and you should straighten him right up. Oh, you see this writ in the nature of discovery? Since I'm in court, I already had it prepared. And y'all got your copy. Get the clerk, give it to the man over there. And give him his, and the delegation of authority means, where's his license? Because that's the license from the people. And without it, he ain't who he say he is. But if you don't ask, he can be McDonald's cousin. He needs some money for the Poconos, and you're it. And that's what they've been doing to Negroes, blacks, and colors, because they don't know nothing about nationality and birthright, and they ain't interested. And so they keep giving up their rights, but they'll turn around and fund ANACP established by Jews who were protecting their stock. Do you understand where I come from? It's not even like we don't have the finance to fund what's for us. We don't know priorities. We don't know what represents the de jure law and what represents colored law because we haven't studied the fundamentals of civilization. Your mothers and fathers were the founders of civilization. Study the principles. You know, we go in the history, we talk about, yeah, man, black man, he had a Songhai kingdom and empire, and then we did no. You can't make black retroactive because they weren't black people. They were civilized beings. Black is a modern tag for civilized people who fell to slavery and lost their birthright. Don't confuse the two. Don't make the lie retroactive because as soon as you do it, they already got you in law. They ain't going to argue with you. They already know you got you. Black man that's up here with Freddie Jones. And you say, yeah. Well, you already know he got you. You're in the jurisdiction whether you claim to be or not because you're claiming a name that's not yours. You haven't what? Objected. Am I correct? So what does it say here in propria persona in one's own proper person? Dwally expressed to you all, be yourself, didn't he? Huh? Now let's look at this. In propria persona, that's a Latin legal term. And I want to get here because I want to have y'all see this while I'm reading this. In propria persona, in one's own proper person, it is a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must be, what does the word must mean? It didn't say may, does it? Must be pled in propria persona, emphasized, because, that's conditional, am I correct? Because if pleaded by an attorney, they admit the jurisdiction, as an attorney is an officer of the court, and he is presumed to plead after having obtained leave, which admits the jurisdiction, and then gives you some law case, which means if you're not in your proper person, they already got jurisdiction, so don't even talk about it. In propria persona, I-N, capital I-N, first, by itself, propria, capital P-R-O-P-R-I-A, one word, persona, capital P-E-R-S-O-N-A. That's ancient Moorish Latin, means in one's own proper person. And the definition comes right after it and it says, in one's own proper person. Almost sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? So, in